Good morning guys, David here from Sunshine Acres on the beautiful Sunshine Coast. A little bit overcast today. Maybe I'll get a little bit of mowing done, I don't know. Talk about Chinese equipment and why it's the perfect time in Australian history to consider a piece of Chinese equipment for you. Over the last couple of years you've heard the news, other nations have implemented tariffs, other nations have restricted certain imports, etc, etc. But Australia has a free trade agreement and we've honoured that free trade agreement, and it doesn't look like we have any idea, any plans to change that. So what that means is all these machines are completely tariff free. The only tax on these machines is your local goods and services tax of 10%, along with your standard broker fees. The other great thing is our colleagues overseas have been buying and using these things for a few years. So they've been refining them, they've been working out what's good, what's not. People haven't been buying the garbage, so the manufacturers have realised that they are garbage and they've picked up their game. Take the Durette here for an example. I bought this one directly from the local dealer. This is a 5th generation machine. There's been multiple changes to it, all fueled and powered by feedback from customers overseas, which is great. This mower was sent to me for me to refine and use and provide feedback so that they can improve upon this machine. That's pretty cool too. So whether you're considering buying directly from China like I have for these two machines or my last machine, or buying local, there's never been a better time. The market is so competitive. There's some really great prices out there and we're starting to see some really great machines come into Australia. I know the Chinese are super keen to open up and develop our market as the new frontier. So you're going to see some really great offerings and some really great partnerships over the next 12 months. The other great thing about buying in Australia is shipping is quite quick. It's literally only 2 weeks by sea from China to here. Now, if you're considering buying directly yourself, you've got a couple of options for shipping. The most common option is DDP. However, I have discovered a small flaw with DDP. The second option is to find your own shipping agent, which is what I would recommend and what I have done. And I'm going to get into that now. DDP means direct to the door with duties paid. Obviously there's no duties, but that includes taxes and everything like that. So the manufacturer will always look for the absolute cheapest shipping option. What that means is quite often your machine can be delivered to the Chinese dock waiting to go on a boat, but it might sit there for 2, 3, 4 weeks even before it gets loaded onto a boat while they wait for the cheapest slot inside a container. The other thing that happens is when it lands here in Australia, because they've cut prices so much, the processing time is a little bit down. So I've heard stories of friends that have imported a bit of machinery or some parts like that, and it's sat at a Brisbane warehouse for 2 weeks before they were even notified. If you use your own shipping agent, they don't get paid until your machine arrives locally. So they're in a hurry to get this to happen. These were delivered to me in 4 weeks using my own shipping agent. They sat at the dock for about 2 weeks, probably 10 days in China waiting for a boat. And then it was the 2 weeks out, and then I had a couple of days to pick it up. The other great thing is Australia has a fantastic freight and shipping system. Australia loves to move freight. These arrived on the 28th of January, on the 28th of December, and they were ready the very next day to collect. That means they were unloaded, the container was unloaded, moved to the warehouse and unpacked in 24 hours. Unfortunately, that was a Friday and I couldn't get there till the Tuesday. So less than 3 days, 4 days for me from the arrival to here. Now, if you organise your own shipping agent, she can also organise local delivery for you, or you can go and collect it yourself, which I did in this instance here and saved myself a couple of $1,000s. Local shipping, local transport is still quite expensive, but that's a local problem. That's not really a Chinese problem. That's our problem, and that's to be expected because it is such a big country. that everybody considers getting their own shipping agent. It's by far the best way to go. The other great thing about using your own shipping agent is you get an itemized invoice. When the Chinese manufacturer organizes DDP for you, you may never know the GST component of your purchase because they may not list the correct price on the invoice because they're trying to avoid fees this side. It'll still be more expensive than a local agent, but you just don't get the invoices. So to give you a brief example, these are about $2,600 to import Australian. That includes the GST component of both of these, and I collected it myself. It's not terrible, and the whole thing happened in about 4 weeks. There were some delays because obviously mine arrived between Christmas and New Year's, and there was a bunch of holidays and stuff, so it probably would have even happened quicker. But 24 hours from the boat docking to being ready to collect is fantastic. If you've been on any of the forums, you've all heard some of this stuff can take months and months. I would still recommend you consider buying one from someone locally. The advantages of that is the local supplier like Digzilla that supplies these machines have in-house parts. If you have a breakage here, you have to contact the manufacturer. They have to send the parts out, another 4 to 6 weeks waiting for those parts. These guys can have parts to you in just a few days. So if downtime is a problem, I'd still recommend you consider them. The other great benefit too is spare parts and warranty. So I'm told warranty parts sent to Australia for a machine, say I had a breakdown on one of these and I contacted the manufacturer for a part, that is sent out tariff-free and tax-free because the Australian government considers that you've already paid your taxes on the part. They're just sending you out a replacement. So that's really good. There's really no reason for companies to not honour warranty in Australia. The only thing that they're up for is a little bit of freight. Some of the great things that are coming out, so you're going to see some really great machines coming out in the next few months here into Australia and over the next 12 months. It's going to be quite exciting. And I'm really looking forward to being able to bring you some reviews on some of the new machines that are coming. Whether it's a mower like this one here, which I'm really enjoying, or a little tiny mini excavator, or a 3.5 ton or a 5 ton excavator, or a mini skid steer, now's the time to consider buying one. Definitely check your prices across a couple of manufacturers if you're going to import yourself, and definitely tell the manufacturer you got a better price somewhere else. They're super keen and they know it's a highly competitive market. They also know that Australia is not a huge country with only 30 million people. They know they have to provide a good service. Without that, they're doomed. If you're interested or you need to know how you might order one directly, jump on my direct import page group. There's a video there on how to do it yourself. If you're interested in knowing more about mini skid steers or excavators, we've got a few Facebook groups designed to help you out with that as well. There's mini skid steers down under, there's mini excavators down under, and then there's buy, swap and sell down under. Jump onto those. Ask as many questions as you want. We're here to help. We can put you in contact with shipping agents or guide you the best we can. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to know more, please like and subscribe. It helps us out a lot. I hope you have a great day. I'm going to go and do some mowing while the rain's holding off. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks, guys.